Hi, hello. My name is Marisegar. In my YouTube channel, in previous video session, I have explained about fundamentals of transmission lines. In this video session, I am going to explain about types of insulators used in the transmission lines. This is a basic structure of transmission lines. It holds various components such as earth wires, cross arms, dampers, conductors, insulators, tower and spaces. Among these components, insulators are very important components. Why it is called as important component? Because these insulators are used to separate the live conductors from the transmission towers. That's why it is called as important component. Materials used in the insulators. There are two types of materials used in the insulator. One is glass, another one is porcelain. If we are using a glass material as an insulator, we need a more amount of maintenance than the porcelain type. Insulators type. As I said earlier, the insulators provides necessary insulation between line conductors and support. Support is nothing but transmission towers. And also it is used to prevent the leakage current from the conductor to earth. There are 5 types of insulators are used. First one, pin type insulator. Second one, suspension type insulator. Third one, strain type insulator. Fourth one, shackle type insulator. And fifth one, stay or egg type insulator. And usage of insulators. All the 5 types of insulators are used in practical for the different kind of voltage levels and different kind of places. The places are nothing but distribution side or transmission sides. Based upon the voltage level and requirement of place, it will be used. First one, pin type insulator. It is used voltage level up to 33 kV. A small voltage level, the pin type insulators are used. If we are using this insulator beyond this voltage level, that will lead to uneconomical and too bulky. The safety factor of this insulator is 10. A good insulator should have a greater safety factor value. What is safety factor? Safety factor is nothing but it is a ratio between puncture strength to the flashover voltage. And next we are going to see a practical image of pin type insulator. This is a practical image of porcelain pin type insulator. And next we are going to see a connection of pin type insulators in distribution side. This is a connection of pin type insulators in distribution side. In distribution side we will use a pin type insulator, and in pin type insulator we will place the live conductor in the top of the insulator. Next one, suspension type. This suspension type insulators which are used voltage range greater than 33 kV. We will take a pin type insulators and we will take that pin type as a series arrangement with the connection of metal links. Such type of arrangement is called as strings. This strings is called as suspension type insulators. We know in pin type insulator each disc is rated as 11 kV. For example, if we need a 66 kV suspension type insulators, we should take a 6 disc of pin type insulator and we have to connect that as a series. And mostly suspension type insulators are connected in horizontal fashion rather than vertical fashion. Next, we are going to see a practical image of suspension type insulator. As I said earlier, suspension type insulators are always connected in a horizontal fashion. The strings which are connected in horizontal fashion, it is mostly used in the transmission sides. This is a string arrangement of suspension type insulators images. Next one, strain type insulators. So construction wise there is no difference between suspension type and strain type. Both are connection of pin type strings, but the important difference is suspension type which are connected in horizontal strings, and in strain insulator the strings which are connected in vertical. And mainly the string type insulators used in termination of lines and crossing of rivers. That means wherever we need a high tension, there we will use a strain type insulators. And the strain type insulators used in high voltage range. For that same requirement of high tension, if you want to use the insulators in low voltage, we will use a shackle type rather than strain type insulators. Next we are going to see a practical image of strain type insulator. This is the disc which are connected in vertical fashion rather than horizontal fashion. This is a practical image that strain type insulators connected in transmission lines, the strings which are connected in vertical fashion. Next one, shackle insulator. It is frequently used for low voltage distribution lines. These are used either horizontal or vertical positions. And main advantage of this shackle type insulator is it is used to change the position of transmission line in the distribution side. This is a practical image of shackle type insulators. For example, the conductor is coming in one direction. If we want to change the direction of that conductor, we will use a shackle type. That shackle type will change the position of conductor from one direction to another direction. That is the main advantage of shackle type insulator. This is a practical image of shackle type insulators. And last one, stay or egg type insulators. Stay or egg type insulators which are placed between supports and support line. Support line is also called as guy wire. In some cases, there will be a leakage current in the supports that will pass through the support wires. If someone is touching a support wire, they should not feel the shock. That's why the support wire will have some insulator. Such type of insulator is called as stay insulators. And shape of this insulator is like an egg. That's why it is called as egg insulators. It is used to avoid the leakage current between the support and support wire. This is a diagram representing stay type insulators. And this is a various type of porcelain insulators series. In this video session, we have completely seen a different type of insulators used in the transmission lines. We will discuss some relevant topic to the transmission lines in upcoming videos. Thank you.